Okay. Let me make sure everything's... Oh. Yeah, microphone's working. Opera seems to be capturing audio, which is good. That should be everything. Excellent. Alright. I almost just grabbed... I'm not awake yet, gang. I almost grabbed my pencil and started drawing on my tablet. That would have been bad. That would have been a mess. Honestly, it would have been a good sum up for what today might be like. Because I am not awake yet. My brain is not running at the moment. I'm still, like, getting started here. Despite the fact that I've been awake since 3 o'clock. It's just... This morning, for me, it's morning. It's taken a minute to get off the ground. Which makes me really curious how this art stream is going to go. We'll see, though. Hello, Donut. How you doing, bud? So, you might notice the stream was called Fire Hydrant. The reason for that is because whenever I had the idea to start doing art streams, I wanted to like practice character design stuff. And I liked the idea of taking random random things and turning them into characters. Kind of inspired by, I can't remember what it is, but there's a tutorial I saw like on Twitter or Tumblr years ago where somebody was like, look at this stapler, and he just held up a stapler and took a picture of it and then drew over top of the stapler and changed around some of the stuff on the stapler, and it eventually became a spaceship. And I was like, okay, that's cool, using the silhouette as like a design for a character. And then maybe elements from it as well. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I kind of want to do that with the fire hydrant. And then we'll see where the rest of that stuff goes. Donut, tell me, can you see this? Oh, well, I can't see it, so you probably can't see it on the OBS. No. Okay. Let me add that to the capture. Add application or window capture, I guess. The window is pure ref. Okay. Window pure ref. Capture method Windows 10. Yeah, there we go. Good. Excellent. Oh, I can move this around wherever? Oh, wait. Does it resize if I resize pure ref? Oh, it does. But it resizes in a really unfortunate way. Huh. I might have to window capture this. I might have to display capture this. I did not test this out beforehand. Whoops. Well, good thing I have a display capture set up. No, we want it to be the Artist Pro. There we go. Okay, well, we'll just turn that off. Turn that on. There we go. There we go. It's perfect. Nothing's wrong. There's nothing to see here. There's no war embossing say. Everything is exactly as it should be in the world. Perfect and pure as it is. We'll throw this... I don't know where I want to throw this. We'll throw it here, I guess, for now. Well, I got all that. I fixed it, Donut. Also, happy early birthday, Donut. I'm very, very happy for you. Drop some images to get started. Yeah, for real. Well, I wanted to do it this way. That way I could Google stuff and not have to worry about it accidentally popping up on stream. And people being like, Cody, what are you Googling? It's like, look, I just typed in fire hydrant. I can't explain to you how these things that are on the screen came up. They're not fire hydrants. It's just, you know, whenever you have safe search turned off, this is just what happens. However, for some reason, I'm finding this image in particular very funny. I don't know what it is about this fire hydrant. Something about the immense amount of force coming out of it is very funny to me. Oh, I like this guy. He's got a little hat. Oh, he big. Look at this guy's little hat. He's a fancy lad. He's 2 colors. Man, turns out fire hydrants are real normal looking, huh? And not a bunch of really unique looking ones. They're all just kind of the same, which I mean, I guess it makes sense. They're fire hydrants. What really are you gonna... Oh my god, look. They nailed my fire hydrant character design. They've already got it. This is exactly what I wanted. Was this. This is exactly what I wanted out of my fire hydrant character design. They nailed it. We got there already. Fire hydrants like space cores. I mean, what are they if not space cores, I guess? I'm getting this man off my screen. Thank you. Goodbye. We'll just grab one more picture of a fire hydrant at 3/4 view. We should be okay. We don't need a crazy amount of images for fire hydrants. Oh, Lord. That's a high resolution hydrant. Hydrant resolution. Alright. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw some fire hydrants. You might be thinking, wow, Cody, that's a real difficult test of your artistic skill set. And you know what? In a way, you're kind of right. But there's a reason for it. I need some warm-up sketches because I have not drawn today. Again, I've been awake for 2 hours. So we're working on getting started. We're getting the day going. We'll get the YouTube pop-up chat out just in case somebody watches on YouTube. Oh, my back. No, I don't want pen. I want pencil. There we go. So, I mean, at the end of the day, fire hydrants are like... I did it. It's a fire hydrant. Oh, it's actually really tall for a fire hydrant. It needs to be shorter, like that. And it's gonna have multiple bolts. Actually, fire hydrants are kind of interesting to look at. Like, I wonder if there's a certain element. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm kind of already thinking like different things, which is weird. Like, immediately I'm reading this up here, like the very top of the hydrant is like a hat. So I'm kind of thinking, yeah, like it's a hat. Really insightful information there. Or maybe it's a helmet of some sort, like it's a fire hydrant firefighter. Which doesn't sound all that creative, but hey. Concepts don't have to be creative to design this. Why is my pen not drawing? Excellent. Love this start. Please. Can this just go well today? Thank you. Alright, let's do like a... Let's do a simple 1-point perspective. Give me a straight line, please. Thank you. that could be more over that way and then more over this way. Can I get a softer eraser, please? Eraser tool, can I get a softer eraser? Whoops. I forgot I had all these turned down for the sketching whenever we were doing the Discord stream the other day. Yes. Needed eraser. Thank you. Thank you. You can go now. Bye. Yeah, there we go. There's that pressure sensitive eraser. And then we'll put the top of it. Actually, let's not do a complicated angle like that. Let's instead do this. We'll just drop our lines down here. And we'll draw a straight line down. There we go. It's much less annoying of a thing to draw. I say that, but I've somehow managed to screw it up. Oh, I see how I managed to screw it up. Oh god, I'm not awake today. This is going very well. Dota, can you hear the music, by the way? Yeah? Is it too loud or anything, or is it alright? A little quiet? I'll crank it a little bit. How's that? Great, excellent. I stole this playlist from Megan Animation on her stream. Phenomenal artist, by the way. If you don't follow Megan Animation, you should. She's a really great artist. She was supposed to stream last night, but she was sick, which made me sad because I wanted to watch the stream. But oh well. Just drawing a bunch of cylinders. Has Big Run started yet, Donut? I don't think I'm gonna get to stream any Big Run this time around, but I'll probably play a little bit of it tomorrow if I get time. Hey, Sammy. Starts like half an hour. Gotcha. And this one's, we're seeing the inside of this one, so we're not gonna really see the outside of the inside of this one. So this is gonna be facing away from us. Boop, 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 boop. I went and watched Spider-Verse for a second time last night. I played Magic, and then I was like, you know what? Let's watch Spider-Verse again. So I did. Guess what? Still good after a second showing. Somehow the movie's still good. Most of the time whenever I watch a movie a second time, I hate it. But no, it was still good. I will say, after watching it a second time, I don't know if I can rightly say it's better than the first one, just because the first one does have an ending, and this movie doesn't exactly end, so much as it finishes getting you set up for part 3, which we all knew there was going to be a part 3. There was no secret that this was a setup for a third movie. They announced that back when they announced it all those years ago. But just in general, I was like, huh, look at that. That is something that... It's weird trying to say that it's a better story whenever the story isn't over yet, you know? But that's not to disparage the movie. Oh, speaking of Spider-Verse. Hi, Jace. Speaking of Spider-Verse. It sucks that this is on Amazon, but that's where it's at. The pre-order for Across the Spider-Verse's art book is $25 on Amazon. I don't love buying from Amazon, but if you're broke and you want to get that art book like me, $25 on Amazon pre-order right now. I mean, it's a hard deal to turn up. It's a hard deal to turn up, to turn down. It's a hard deal to turn down. Okay, I've drawn 2 fire hydrants. Yay. All right, let's do something fun. Let's write down some ideas. All right. Ideas. Right. All right, ideas. What kind of things are we thinking about when we think about hydrants? Obviously, it shoots water. But, like, what kind of characters make sense coming from this? And what kind of characters don't make sense coming from this? Like, first thing that comes to my mind, robot. Like, just robot comes to my mind immediately. A fire truck. Just a big rolling fire hydrant. That is essentially what a fire truck is. However, a fire truck that looks like a fire hydrant is more interesting than just a regular fire truck. So, I don't hate that idea. A transformer fire truck, I think we're getting dangerously close to copyright infringement. Yeah, we'll call it fan art, it'll be fine. Transformer fire truck. We'll put parentheses, transformer. And then we'll put a little... I was trying to draw the Autobots logo from memory, and I don't think I got anywhere close. Autobots. Let's see. When I think robot, I immediately think of two things every time. I think of Mega Man, and I think of Metabots. And if you don't know what Metabots are, oh my god, dude. Metabots were so cool. I freaking loved Metabots growing up. Metabots and Mega Man Legends are like my favorite robot world aesthetics. I think they're really, really cool. Alright. We got robot, we got fire truck. Let's see. I think it would be interesting if we think about it like a spaceship. Like maybe as a cruise liner. It makes more sense if I organize it like this. Like a cruise liner maybe. Or a maintenance. Maintenance craft makes more sense, but now that I'm thinking of cruise liner, I'm immediately like, because some fire hydrants have chains attached to them, right? So what if, like if we're thinking about this like a luxury space cruise liner, what if these little caps came off and they floated around the ship like in the vast emptiness of space, like a space infinity pool, and they just like floated around the ship, but they were tethered to the ship by like a big space chain or something. That's kind of a neat idea, actually. I kind of like this one. Space cruise liner is a favorite already. I was gonna say satellite, but I don't think satellite's as cool as cruise liner. And a spaceship's just a spaceship. It just is a satellite. There's no difference between a satellite and a spaceship. Technically speaking, they're both things in space. There's really just kind of the specific distinctions we make for them. What do we got next? Man, I really am either like robot or cruise liner here. Do I want to design a character or do I want to design a vehicle? That's the question here. Let's see. I mean, I guess I could do both. What's to stop me from doing both? Who's gonna tell me no? An orbital fire hydrant? Just, it's like your usual, like, your classic, like, orbital space laser dealio, like, you know, it's got the one, like, ring that, like, goes around it all conically and everything. And it's got all these unnecessary, like, little bumps and rises in it. And then at the very end, you just have, like, the fire hydrant mouth and just... tactical space laser, water hydrant, fire hydrant. The entire sun is on fire, so you just... I actually don't hate the idea of, like, a tactical space fire hydrant. Okay, hold on. Orbital fire hydrant. That was a joke that I was gonna... That was a joke that I made an idea from, Sammy, and I think it's one of our stronger concepts. I hate robots. I'm sorry, Jace. I love robots. Like, science fiction fantasy is my favorite. I love science fiction fantasy. the more you can blend sci-fi and fantasy, the more I'm gonna like your product, probably. That's why I like space shows, like Voltron and stuff, where they just do whatever they want. Because, like, because my idea is, like, you have space, right? And the concept of space is that, like, if you take the idea that very specifically only these things can exist in this very specific way, i.e. how humans and organisms exist, then you get this very cool way of just being like, well, space is pretty big, so why can't space just have whatever you want in it? Like, when people are just like, whenever people get really boring with space is whenever I'm like, nah. Why can't there be a planet that's just elves? Why can't there be a planet that's just robot organisms? You know? That's where things get interesting to me. Okay. I like the idea of... I like the cruise liner idea. I like the orbital fire hydrant idea. And I do like robot, but that's because I like characters. So he may or may not do robots. So is the universe? Yeah. I mean, the only difference between multiverse and space is multiverse lets you get away with using the same characters a little bit differently. At the end of the day. Because why can't you just have a planet in space that's all, like, super crazy themed? You can. Alright. The orbital hydrant will just be artificial rain? No. No. I mean, yeah, that could be like its low setting, right? Oh, hold on. Ooh, Sammy, ideas. Okay. Sammy, you really knocked it out of the park with orbital fire hydrant. Okay. So, we have our orbital fire hydrant, right? So I guess it would be facing upside down constantly, right? So, let's take this away. And we'll zoom out. Orbital fire hydrant. AKA Poseidon. Because what's more creative than naming it after a Greek god? I think I spelled Poseidon wrong. That still looks wrong. That looks wrong. Whatever. Death Water Ray, that's one of its modes. That's one of its modes, Sammy. That's one of its modes. Okay, so we're gonna have 3 versions of this, right? The 3 versions of the orbital fire hydrant. We're gonna have rain, or what we can call support. We're gonna have a like jet. These are just like names I'm thinking of right now. Jet, so, or like modes. And that would be like the aggressive or aggro. And then for funsies, we'll have chill or tour. We'll call it tour. Emergency mode, aka drown the city. Yeah, basically. So the idea is, right, so fire hydrants, they have these 3 caps on them, right? Well, there's one on the top and then there's 3 on the sides. My idea is that if we take, like, you know, I'm just gonna sketch out a rough, like, fire hydrant shape, and then we'll do spacey stuff over top of it. So my thought process here is each one of these, oh my god, the side piece there, that could be like the, no, okay, I got it. Make the side power inputs, top water input, and the down is a gun barrel. I'm having ideas. So my thought process here is whichever, there's going to be like 3 caps, right? And each one of the caps is a different setting. And the way that this thing would engage different settings is, let's like, I don't know where these chains would go for right now, but we'll say they all attach to the top here for now. But the idea is, like, say this one's jet for, like, you know, the aggro, the aggressor. But what happened is whenever they engage, this would literally like pop off, just like, you know, it would like just eject off. It'd be like basically free floating in space. And then you needed the rain one, call this one rain. This one would just boop, pop off. And then we take all the little like nuts and bolts, we put the nuts and bolts all the way around it, and all the nuts and bolts are just like little directors, little spouts that direct it in space until it reattaches itself to the main unit, where it's gonna be, now it's gonna be the, you know, the beam for that side. That's kind of my idea. So I'll put that next to, we'll put that down here. You go down here. I think that's kind of fun. I need to look up spaceships real quick. Sci-fi spaceships. Let's go with that. Images. I don't want all the sci-fi spaceships in the world. Just give me some cool looking ones. Man, a lot of sci-fi spaceships do look weirdly phallic, huh? Wow. What's that game? What's that one game called? The big space game everybody loved for a long time. I didn't really care for it, but everybody kind of loved it for a minute there. Polygon spaceships? I don't know if I want something super polygonal. I'm thinking more Mass Effect. That's what I was thinking of. Mass Effect spaceships. What do their spaceships look like? They're like super sleek, aren't they? Yeah. I'm not thinking sleek. No Man's Sky spaceships. I'm just looking for something that kind of like screams at me. Yeah, here we go. This has so many shapes to it that I like. Like, I don't want to steal anything, like any singular thing in particular. I just want a bunch of shapes to look at. Yeah. Here we go. No Man's Sky's got some cool art. I wonder if they've made an art book yet. See, these are just like shapes and textures that I can kind of work off of. I kind of like the hollow thing, the hologram things. Ooh, yeah. I kind of like elements of this. And then let's also type in organic spaceships. Because that's also kind of an idea that I think could work here. Like, what if it's like a spaceship Terrarian? Mass Effect is a space game? Yeah, it happens in space, I think. So far as I understand it. Are there any animals that spray water? Camels spit, which is gross. Animals that spit water. Archerfish. Llamas spit, that's right. I think camels also spit. Banded archerfish. Animals that spit acid. Not what I'm looking for. Acid spitting land lobster. Okay, this is actually a horror thing I did. Now it's just talking about things that spit acid, and it's really scary. The middle flipper. Oh, that's a website. Okay. Ooh, dolphins. Dolphins spit. I do like the idea of calling it... Ooh. What if the orbital fire hydrant is not called the Poseidon? What if it's actually called the Banded Archer? Now we've got like a design theme we can work off of. The Banded Archer. I kind of like that. Okay. I'm just going to grab this really simple picture of a Banded Archer and throw this in here as well. I want to. Let me, please. Copy image. Thank you. Paste image. Oh, that's why it took so long. It's a big picture of a fish. Okay. Okay, here's our little mood board we got going on. We got spaceships, and we got a fish, and we got fire hydrants. We got it. Okay. I still like the idea of the different heads. And now that we've got the fish theme, we can literally make them different heads. Okay. So, let's say we've got, you got the most random list I've ever seen, right? So we've got, fish. Fish. We got modal heads, differing firing modes. Semi-organic. Satellite. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's just start blocking out some silhouettes. Let me open up my brush and get something like crazy going here. I just want something. I just want a big old brush that I can use to just block in some shapes. Nope. My computer did not like that. Kyle Webster, let me see your concept brushes. What you got, my dude? Why does it stop drawing? No, thank you. Nope, that's a water texture. Okay, that's got some fun shapes to it. Dragon scales, driftwood, exploded, fast grass, flames, foliage, animal fur, hatchy, loopy. I don't hate that, but Mordor? Okay. Ooh, I like that. I actually like the texture of that brush a lot. Oh my god, Kyle, that brush is so aggressive. Alright, we're gonna go back to Cubist Stream. Okay. Cubist Stream, and we're gonna turn on opacity. Check the ship on general. Okay. What you got in there, bud? Yeah, okay. What is this from? This looks familiar. It's really low res, so I can't read it. But we'll throw it in the inspo box, because I do kind of like it. It does kind of give me like an organic texture that I like out of a ship. Okay. Can I turn on opacity for this brush, please? Thank you. So now it should. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So let's just start roughing out some stuff. I kind of like that idea. So my idea that I'm kind of looking at now is that we have like these circular rings, and the circular rings are what have like the little connector points that allow the ship to like change out its different heads, right? I kind of like that idea. And then maybe each head has a little ring around it as well that gives it full control over its direction. And then of course, what if the way this thing directed itself was with like fins that were these like hologram things, right? So it gets like a little fin shape, basically like the back end of a fish. But it has that like that hex shape to it. I kind of already like that idea a lot, really. And then it also has thrusters. It doesn't have to be the most make sense thing in the world. This is sci-fi fantasy. We can BS a lot of stuff. Like, we can BS a lot of stuff. Like, basically just lie to ourselves the whole time, but we can get away with it. What if we took a fire hydrant and we made it more fish-shaped? See, now this reads more like an actual, like, aggressive ship, right? Like, this reads more like an assault ship. And if that was the case, I think it'd make more sense for each arm to be a thing. Although I don't hate the idea of a fish that has like those rings around it. Huh. What if we had the same idea here, right? But you could only go, like, you have two inputs, right? You have your movement input, and then you have your combat input. So you have three options at any given time, but you can't have two of the same, which is interesting. Try an octopus. We'll start with like just an octopus shape, and then we'll do your classic kind of squiddy guys. I'm drawing more of a squid shape. Octopuses are more like that. And then they go back out. I mean, the shape reads really fun. What if we just make like the general fire hydrant shape? And then we have this right here, and then this blooms into the head of an octopus. And then maybe you have the conical rings and the tentacles are attached to this. Okay, see, this is kind of working for me in a way. I don't hate this idea. This is kind of working. I think it might be stepping a little bit away from the fire hydrant idea of like orbital space laser, but I don't hate this idea. Ooh. Framing the water as ink now makes it more interesting to me. Because now we've replaced the liquid element, but it can still work similarly. I don't hate that idea. Octopus. Ink instead of water. Same diff. It's automatically better to me because he octoling. I knew you were gonna say that, Donut. I knew you were immediately gonna be like, haha, octopus, haha, Splatoon. Gamer subs is okay. This, by the way, this has gamer subs in it. I haven't bought any. I got the free samples, but honestly, for the price and how much cheaper it is than the energy drinks I normally like, I might end up buying some. I probably wouldn't drink it all the time, but it would be a nice option to have whenever I don't feel like having coffee that day. Man, I am kind of really sold on the octopus idea. So like if we went more, this is like if we went more sci-fi. And this is if we went more space fantasy. Which I'm kind of automatically leaning more towards space fantasy. Which also means, oh my god, hold on. Octopus. I spelled octopus completely wrong. Octopus, there we go. I say completely wrong, I got one letter wrong. When you get to octopuses, you get some dope colors and patterns you get to use. Oh my god, octopus looks so cool. I wish I could have a little pet octopus. Like one of the tiny ones that don't get really big. We really shouldn't use blue ring octopus for this, but blue ring octopus are kind of like some of the coolest looking ones. Even though they are like poisonous and deadly and stuff. That's not a blue ring octopus, that's just an octopus. That's just a octopus. Look at the texture on this fella. Look at her. She has got depth. I like the blue underneath this guy. The evolution of this like mood board we're making has been crazy. It started out with 3 fire hydrants and now we're all the way to octopus. I like the orange and the purple on this one. That's a squid, whatever. I found a space octopus, uploaded it to Jen. Okay. That is a squid, but it is same-ish. I like the idea of an octopus more because octopus look less aggressive. But that is a squid. But I don't hate it. That's a good idea for like, that might be a good base starting point for like a more mechanical look. If you wanted to try to marry the sci-fi and the fantasy a little bit more. Again, a very good input. Thank you, Sammy. Let's see. Okay. Squids can be like bolt ships. That's actually kind of an idea, like, oh my god. Like it has a little dispersal thing and it disperses little guys. Little support ships that are little squiddy dudes. They're pointy? Yeah, okay. That's not a bad idea. Look at this mess we've created. I need to make just like a junk brush that just has shapes in it. Okay. Well, now I don't think we can call it the Bandit Archer. You know, I don't think that works anymore. Octopus breeds. Images. Actually, all. 14 extraordinary types of octopus. They all have really generic names. Oh, I love these guys! Coconut octopus! Oh, look at them! They're so pretty! Look at how pretty these things are! Look at them! They're so cool! Look at this little guy! Look at him! Look at the baby! Oh my god! He's so cute! I love him! Oh, I want one of these little dudes just sitting on my desk! Oh my god. The cutest flapjack octopus. Oh my god, I've got to make a note of that. Oh my god, can I buy like a little flapjack octopus like diorama? Flapjack octopus. All right, put that sticky note right there so I don't lose it. Oh my god, I love him. That's so cute. Holy shit. A little goob, cute in a creepy way. Nah, just cute. Just baby. I don't know if... Actually, I kind of like the... It's got like a really saturated orange and like bluish purple that I like that I might use in a color scheme for this thing. Oh my god, I love it. It's so cute. Holy shit. I'm gonna cry. Okay, we've made a lot of changes in ways that I like. So we're gonna just... Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this one. I'm gonna take these two. We're gonna copy them. Paste them to a new layer. We're not organizing our layers because this is all just concept sketchy BS stuff. And we'll make them nice and small. We'll hide everything else. And we're just gonna make a couple different copies. And we're just gonna draw over top of these with some brushes, as you would do. There we go. We're gonna try some different shapes. And I want like a rough pencil. I'll go with chalk. I don't hate that. All right. We'll hide that box again. So let's start with some of our shapes here. We can go with kind of this like bigger, bumpier guy. And then we take another variant of this one. It's kind of the same kind of big bulbous head shape. The eyes. Bring it down. And at this point it feeds into maybe like a little collar almost. But then we have our little conical ring here. And the conical ring is what makes up the actual... I don't want this to be like a lot of spaceships where the spaceship has like all the people living in the conical ring. No, 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 no. This will just be like straight up like mechanical options. And then each of its little army boys. Like a little fun collar. But then the rest of the ship continues onward. You know, throughout. And that's where we get more of our fire hydrant base back. Now the fire hydrant's more like a thruster. Interesting. Add a dock for firefighters. Yeah, I guess I'll have to figure out where a dock would go, huh? We'll get to that. Right now we're just roughing out the shape and we'll do details after. I mean, the ships could like fly out like underneath the collar. That could be interesting. Is there any way to implement in some of these shapes? Oh my god. Donut. I know how to put a Splatoon reference in this idea. Sammy mentioned the little ships that are shaped like squids. The little ships, they'll be shaped like squids, but they'll be shaped like, the squids will have like this kind of shape to the head of them, right? And then we'll get the little beak there, and we can literally call them squid beaks. Like the squid beak platoon, like the squid beak platoon. Kind of dig that idea. Yeah. That's pretty sick. Give them little wings and then little tentacles. Yeah. Squid beaks. I don't hate the idea of that. That's pretty dope, actually. Now I want to get rid of these, actually. I hate having these on the screen because I already have one. This right here makes it seem like it's formed over the ship and not like actually a part of it. I think this could be good for transport vehicles. Yeah, it's interesting. It really depends on how much we want to put through it. Are there any ideas that are screaming at me right now? Octopi are like really intelligent, right? Intelligent creatures. What if they recognize that, like, whatever race is building these like spaceships, right? They can't actually create a way of like accurate, like for some reason they can't accurately transport themselves around space. They can like get moving in space, but they can't really drive. Like they can't steer. But these things can steer, but they can't move quickly. So maybe there's like a symbiotic relationship where the spacecraft provides defense and speed, and the life form, in this case the octopus, provides control and cloaking camouflage. So instead of defense, let's change this to defense. And then this will be offense. Does David from Penguins of Madagascar have a ship or a submarine? I don't know who that is. Okay, I am liking these ideas. And then I do like the idea of there being like cargo and then like fleet leader, fleet ship maybe, or like a battle cruiser. Oh, and the battle cruiser can be a blue ring. And then the cargo ship can be the flapjack guy. Yeah. I'm liking these ideas. Excellent, 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 excellent. This is getting very army-like ship. Well, now I'm just thinking of like different fleets. Battlecruiser does sound very army-esque. I don't know if that's necessarily where I want to go with it. So maybe we'll drop the army one, and we'll just keep the cargo element of it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just gonna try and rough out like a silhouette here. Like rough out like a general idea. We'll look at 3/4 view. The octopus has to be the biggest part of the ship, because that's the part of the ship that needs to be the most relevant at this point. Like, it needs to look like an octopus is just kind of like inside of a fire hydrant. Remember whenever all this started with fire hydrant? This is how ideas evolve, though, and I'm kind of into it. These are our little thrusters that go all around the ship. Welcome back. Yeah, we've kind of evolved the idea a bit. I do like the eyeball protrusions on this one. Let's see. Make the head a little pointier, but not that much pointier. Just kind of give it a flat spot on top. Not dissimilar to an octopus. The live on YouTube? Wait. There should be music on the YouTube one. Why wouldn't sound be working on YouTube? Why wouldn't... I can hear it on the YouTube. YouTube is so broken for me. You do seem to always have problems with YouTube. We'll make these bits of the fire hydrant. These will be like the living areas, right? So this would be like cargo. This one's like command. And this one is civilians. Or I guess staff. That's a better way of putting it. That makes more sense. No. I think these should still be our, so if we have, like, the jet nozzle, right? And then we have the shower. Excuse me. And then this would be, I don't know, maybe stationary or capped or standard, just like standard. Because now I'm thinking these would be designed to be kind of like the heads of, thank you, Sammy. These would be like shower heads, or whenever you change the nozzle on your water hose. But each one has to be moved by the arm of the octopus. Now I'm thinking, what if... So let's copy this guy. Shrink him down a little bit. Because octopus, like, the characteristic thing about an octopus is that it has 8 limbs. Like, that's what makes an octopus, is the number 8. So We need to find a way to incorporate 8 tentacles into this. And I think I figured it out. So the arms that swap out the jets. The arms that swap out the jets live inside the thing, right? So whenever it goes to swap out a jet, I gotta change my eraser because I am not jiving with this eraser right now. There we go. It's the soft touch eraser that I can apply more pressure to. Excellent. So if this is like image 1, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make like these right here. These will be the steering arms. And then the mobile arms live inside of here, right? So whenever it wants to change out its whenever it changes out its heads for its like different jets. What happens is the other arms, the long tentacles come out. And while one set of tentacles is like grabbing the old head, the other set of tentacles is going around and grabbing the other head. And then they do a little swappies. And that's how they swap between the heads. Is the long tentacles come out. And now you get the big tentacles for steering and the little tentacles and the skinnier tentacles for like specific work. Hey, Alme. What's up, bud? Sorry if I missed some of your chats. The pop-up window for YouTube disappeared on me. Alme, let me recap to you the adventure we've been on today. So as you can see, the stream is called Fire Hydrant. And we started with 3 pictures of fire hydrants. You know, we started with these guys, right? And we started with some ideas that was like robot, fire truck, transformer, spaceship. And spaceship, we were like cruise liner or maintenance. And then Sammy said, what if it was like an orbital satellite? And I was like, orbital fire hydrant, and I drew this silly little picture. And I kind of got hooked on that idea. So we wrote down some more ideas and kind of worked through like the idea of like some different like silhouettes, like maybe it was a fish with multiple heads, like spitting water, like the bearded archers. Maybe we thought like, what if it was organic? Maybe it was more of a satellite than a spaceship. We kind of thought about some ideas. We made a few like silhouettes, and when we got to squid and octopus, we were like, okay, hold up, this is kind of a dope idea. And from there, it's kind of evolved into where we're at now, which is like, I think really close to, like, I think we're like right on top of a really, really good idea. Like, we are right on top of like executing out on a really cool thing. We're right there. Also, did the music get louder? It sounds a lot louder. It's a little bit louder. Let's go to Super Mario Lo-Fi Hip Hop. Sure, that works. I've got to make my own album or my own playlist of music I like. Oh, no. Donkey Kong Country. Lo-fi, I guess. There we go. That'll give me what I want. Donkey Kong Country, cool, calming music. Let's go. We start with aquatic ambiance. Let's go! That's what we're looking for. I love aquatic ambiance so much. Oh, I got a vibe for a second, gang. I just got a vibe. David Wise, you absolute mastermind. It's so good. I gotta play Donkey Kong Country 2 on stream someday. I've played Donkey Kong Country 1 and 3 a ton growing up. I never had 2. So I need to play 2 on stream someday. Now I gotta figure out, I think I want to design up some of the spaceship elements a little bit more. Because I think I'm pretty happy with the general idea of the squid. We can detail it later. But I want to add some more spaceshipy elements to it. So if we're just thinking about... kind of this stuff here. Okay, we'll copy this guy. What's happening? What's yelling at me? What do you want? Okay, thank you, YouTube. We're gonna get a little bit detailed here. We'll turn down the opacity on this guy a little bit. And we're gonna start working on some stuff here. So... this is going to be like a little separator ring between the edge of the ship and the squid. And the squid's going to go inside of this. And then inside of this is like if we were to look through the squid, right? This would all be like internals of the ship. So we'd have like, you know, different like little like engine coils and little walkways and stuff where you can walk inside and like around the squid or around the octopus to figure like, you know, work on stuff and do maintenance and things. This can realistically all just be kind of like a really basic texture. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy. This would all be like little like space windows. Just so like you can check out the underside of the octopus, make sure there's nothing, make sure there's no like damage to it, doesn't need to be taken care of. Because this is a symbiotic relationship, so like the goal of this is to like take care of the octopus, just like the octopus is taking care of the ship. So like there would be people who would go out and make sure that the octopus is okay, make sure the octopus is not damaged or sick or anything, and make sure that it's taken care of. You'd have like little satellite arrays and stuff like that on the outside of this thing. So, you know, maybe there's just like a little satellite dish here. You know, your typical space BS fare. I want to keep the rigidity and kind of like the utilitarian design of a, I want to keep like the utilitarian kind of design of a fire hydrant. So I don't think I need to do anything too crazy, but I will probably round off some of the edges. The tentacles come out of the fire hydrant, or is the squid like inside of it? Both. The squid, the idea is the octopus lives inside of this. It houses itself inside of this, kind of like how a crab houses itself inside of a shell. But it also knows that it can, but it also has the ability to remove these different interchangeable heads and replace them as needed. But it does that. It knows which one is needed by communicating with the crew of the ship. Is kind of the idea I think I'm landing on here. You just want to make a circle. That's good enough. Imagine you are on fire and the squid is like, man, maybe you mean New York is on fire? Yeah, these squids are a just an absolute like orbital natural disaster like response force. These octopus are. So normally the nuts and bolts are kind of on the top and the bottom of one of these things. I think we're gonna take that nut and bolt design and we're just gonna put it on the side, right? And that'll act as our, that'll act as kind of like some control thrusters for us. Maybe we actually want to make them longer, so they like protrude out of the ship a little bit to to kind of help the silhouette a little bit. We can make the shape more hexagonal later. I'd have to figure out how to do the perspective on that. We'll worry about that later. Each of the heads have to be the same size, now that I think about it. I don't think they need to. Let's see. Let's find modal shower nozzle. Modal shower head. Oh, what are they called? Water sprayers. Water nozzles. Water nozzle. Yeah. Give me a good image of a water nozzle. Yeah. This is what we're looking for. Yeah. Okay. So, we're gonna have the 3 different water nozzles, right? The standard will be one of these guys right here. I don't know if you've ever used one of these, but the way these guys work is you twist them, and whenever you twist it, it goes from like a wide to like a more narrow beam. And I think the idea is that this is your standard nozzle, and it doesn't do like the full shower spray, and it doesn't do like full beam. It just gives you a bit of variety for adjusting your speed. But it's not going to get you to hyperspace, and it's also not going to put out a countrywide fire. The countrywide fire one would be a regular shower head. One of these, I think they're literally called like rain shower heads or something like that. I can't grab that image. Yeah, one of these right here, like a rain shower head. Yep. And then, what are those water nozzles that make just like straight beams? Yeah, there we go. Literally just like one of those makes a straight beam. Yeah, I like the head of this guy a lot. I really just want the head from this one. But like that, like straight, that's your like straight beam. That's how you go to hyperdrive. That's how you go real fast, is if that guy right there. Water hose. I was thinking specifically of the, yeah, I was thinking very specifically of, nozzle was the word I was trying to land on. But yeah, I think we got something going here now. We got a lot of ideas, but I like all of them. So if we're looking at the standard, the way the standard head would change up, you still have the same kind of like fire hydrant, like two-piece right here that like allows you to connect. But instead of having the fire hydrant dome, it would peak out and then flare up and then flare up. Almost like a more generic like rocket ship shape now that I think about it. Rocket ships and water hoses have similar shapes. Crazy. The realizations you make when drawing. And then we'd have our little adjuster spout in here. And then this would be maybe shower lives here. Actually, since two of the heads are constantly interchanging, it would probably make more sense if the third bump, like this one right here, was the base, right? It was like the cockpit, or the bridge, as they call it. The orbital squid has a chance of not working. I mean, it's gotta take a break eventually. It's still a living organism. It gets tired, it sleeps. But because it's an intelligent creature, it exists on the same... it exists on the same circadian rhythm as its crew, I think. But during emergencies, maybe it takes a little while longer to wake up because it is a living creature and you can't just like get it going immediately, you know? Doot, 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 doot. Got to go and save my game. Cranky Kong is insulting me for no good reason, and it is hurting my feelings really bad. Cody, imagine not saving your canvas. Holy shit. I don't know what file this is. I'll rename it later. Actually, what am I doing? I don't need this, I don't think. I will still 099 it because I just don't know what it is. Squid ship. You didn't save? What are you, an overripe banana? Oh god, hold on. You didn't save? What are you, an overripe banana? That's what Cranky Kong would sound like. Was it good? No. Was it better than Fred Armisen? Yeah. I did not like Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. I'll be honest with you, Cam. I thought most everybody did a decent to good job. Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong, not very inspired. Still haven't seen that movie? It's fun. I recommend it. And then this would be our... So I think we can do something with the bridge. I think the bridge can be maybe the thing that breaks up our shape language a little bit here. I will go ahead and draw the jet nozzle back here, though. I think the jet nozzle just has to be huge, right? And we'll give it a little break in between just to kind of reinforce the fact that it's compressing that energy. The rental price is only $2 less than buying it. Oh, yeah. Whenever the movie actually comes out on DVD, the rental price will drop down really cheap. But the movie's not out on DVD yet. So do you want... Cam, how long have you been here, bud? Or did you just get here? Because let me tell you, we've gone on an adventure today. Just got here? Okay, recap. So, the stream is obviously named Fire Hydrant. Oh yeah, thanks for the 100 bits. I always forget bits are on Twitch. Thank you. So we started with this, right? The fire hydrant was like kind of our base inspiration. And like we were writing out our ideas. We're like robots, so like Mega Man Metabots, fire truck, Transformer spaceship. And under spaceship, I was like, what about a cruise liner or a maintenance ship? And then Sammy was like, hey, what if it was like an orbital like strike laser? And I was like, orbital fire hydrant, and I drew this as a joke. And then I was like, actually, that idea kind of goes hard. So from there, I started collecting reference images. And I was like, what about that fish that can like spit water? And we were looking into like different spaceships. And at some point or another, we landed on squids and octopi. And we started talking, I think Sammy brought up the idea of octopi as well. And from there, I was like, okay, well, how do we fix an octopi into a fire hydrant? And as I was working through some of the just like really, really rough, like blocky shapes, I eventually got to this idea of just like literally stuffing the octopus into the, kind of like into the fire hydrant bit. And then like, what if, let's see, what were our notes? Intelligent creature, yeah, the octopus is an intelligent creature. It has a symbiotic relationship with the spaceport or the spacecraft. The spacecraft provides it with offense and speed because it has like, you know, boosters and weaponry. But the life form gives it control and defense because maybe this race can't really get through space super well, right? Of course, we landed on squids. They're the most alien thing in the world. They're so cool. Then we started working on a couple different ideas for like support ships. We called them Squid Beaks, aka the Squid Beak Splatoon from Splatoon because we're unoriginal. And then I was like, how do we reincorporate more of the fire hydrant element into it? And I thought, what if the fire hydrant, because fire hydrants have, you know, these little nozzles on them, what if each of the nozzles is a different mode? Like a different mode of transport or a different form of like moving, right? Those are the same thing I just said. And from there, where's image 2? There's image 2. And then from there, we're like, okay, so maybe 4 of the tentacles are these like hologram tentacles that like, you know, are like control, right? They're like physical, light matter, whatever, sci-fi BS, you can make it up. But these are how you like, this is how it like controls itself. And then the other tentacles are like maintenance tentacles. They come out from the bottom and they swap the heads around. And that's how you swap between like your standard, your jet, and your shower head for like speed, mobility, and support, right? That's how you swap between those. And that's kind of what we've been working on, is just kind of like bringing those ideas together. It's been really fun. This has turned out, I kind of thought this was going to be a character design stream, and now it's kind of turned into object design, which I don't know. I think our space alien ship friend is kind of a character. I think they got a personality. Sammy, found a good idea for the cockpit bridge? Sure. Did you put it in Discord? Or do you just have an idea off the top of your head? The pilot has to be inside of one of those sensory deprivation tanks so they can mentally link with the squid. Maybe for the squid binks, and maybe for the captain of the ship. But my idea is that like this is like a our idea has been so far like this is like a big space station. This thing is huge. But maybe that is the case for like the captain. I kind of like that idea. Oh, I'm drawing in gray. Understandable. Captain / pilots are in deprivation. Tanks. If I can spell. Allows for mental link. Cool. The squid could be wearing a mask and the control area is in the forehead of the squid and maybe look like the image on general. The captain could probably link with the squid from the cockpit in his forehead. Oh. Okay. Sammy only posts images that are in like 320p. Gotta organize this a little bit better. There we go. Yes. Oh, whoops. Something like this could be around the head. That would give the head like, that would be like giving this entire head like a much different silhouette. And I like the idea of this being as organic as possible. Although that could be a better shape for the cap, maybe. No, because then the shape language gets it confused for like what are the jet nozzles or something. That's the size I get from Google. It would be like a horse mask. Horse blinders. I believe that's, yeah, that's what they're called, horse blinders. Google Images did not want to load up horse blinders for me. So this would be like the bridge, I think. This would still be like our main hub, right? But I do like the idea of there being like a separate smaller crew of like the captain and some pilots, right? That exist in here. And they maintain the neural link with the creature as well as being able to see over the creature's kind of like, because really I do like this idea because if he's like, you know, because the idea is like anybody who's like down here, they can't see past this, right? Because of the shape of him. So if we put a crew up here, like a small remote crew of the captain and stuff, then that gets around that problem. And that does look like really well. I do like the idea of that. That does work good. And you know what? Yeah, maybe we do put it on top. Yeah, I don't hate that idea at all. And you can see like the ships and you can see like the computers and stuff inside of there. Because this is all glass, this is all dome. So this would be like remote bridge. Captain. Pilots. I think the big thing is that you want to make sure anything added to the squid feels voluntary to represent the symbiotic relationship. That is true. Bolting it to the head makes it feel more aggressive. So how do we work around that? We make it a softer shape. I don't know why I went so blocky immediately. Oh my goodness gracious, it's Hansel Larart. What's up, Hansel? So if we do something more, yeah, we just change the shape to be more rounded. And then that repeats back all of our other, like, fire hydrant shape language. Only instead of doing, like, the bolted thing... Why? I really don't like the flute in this song. That was really aggressive flute. Oh my god, let's skip that. But yeah, instead of doing that, we'll do kind of like almost a kind of like a suction cup type deal, I think. This way it doesn't look so aggressive. Why are we doing a fire hydrant with guns? Long story short, we've kind of turned the fire hydrant into an organic, a semi-organic symbiotic relationship between a giant space octopus and a race that has like a human-esque, I guess, race, or some race that hasn't figured out piloting space, but they created a symbiotic relationship with these squids or with these octopi who also didn't have like a wonderful like speed in space, but they had control. The ship provides speed and defense, while this provides control and navigation. Or some element of that. I don't know. We're making this up as we go. Now it looks like the squid is wearing a little yarmulke. I can't make the squid wear a little yarmulke. That's not something I can do. I'm not Jewish. I can't put a yarmulke on the squid. I can't do that. Let's work with this shape. It's kind of like the fold on the top of the octopi. We can work that into something, I think. Yeah, create that little rhythm line that goes through that way. What? Hansel, don't worry about it. We're making science here. I think above the heart and the head will be the best place. Where is the heart located on a... I know it is in like the main mass of an octopus. Octopus heart location. Oh yeah, it is right there on top of the head, basically. So yeah, it would be like right here. Yeah, the heart would be like right there. What if we mimic the shape of this? Oh. No, because then it doesn't look like it's actually connected. Because it wouldn't be. It would be... I was thinking about putting it on one of these... on another one of these circular rings. But then it doesn't feel connected. Then it feels like it's floating away. I guess we could do like brain waves, you know. Brain waves, radio BS, you know. Like psychic connection almost. Telekinetic. I can always BS that. Sure, it's science fiction. Actually, I do like that idea. It only has to make sense in the fiction of which we've created. And the fiction of which we created has no point of reference, so it doesn't have to make sense at all, actually. This is a space creature. Maybe it'd have scales like dinosaurs that we could place the cockpit there. Maybe. I don't want it to look super jagged because at this point we've created something utilitarian that's very much just like, it's not an aggro thing. This thing is very much peaceful. And I think because we've done that, it wouldn't make sense to like scales like these. We could. We'd have to do like soft rounded scales though. I don't think we could get away with doing jagged scales. Because we want this thing to read as friendly and peaceful. We don't want it to read as aggressive, I don't think. And the more pointy objects you put on something, the more aggressive it looks. That's why I'm rounding off all these shapes now, because I was like, I can't really have a lot of hard edges. That's why even like all this stuff is like really rounded. Is because I don't want anything about this thing to read aggressively. It's a creature in space. Evolution will give it protection to survive. Yeah. But like, it's also a creature in space. There's only like, there's a real push and pull when it comes to how much logic we need to put into it and how much we can leave out of it because this is a fantasy BS, not real thing. It really just comes down to how much we want to do and what logic we want to apply to it. This is like a really fun creative exercise. This is this is really, really fun. Is this going to show how much I haven't drawn spaceships though? Because I have no idea what to stick on this thing. I do like the idea of giving it this little crown though, because it makes it seem almost royal. Well, do we want it to be royal? It also feels intelligent. It doesn't. It almost feels like an intelligent, more intelligent thing. This does make this creature feel intelligent, which I like. Maybe to sell the idea that this is a telekinetic thing, we put like the windows have this have like that third eye theme to it. And the third eye is an octopus eye. Yeah. Yeah. Like that's like the windowing to it, right? And then we just put like this soft... This thing is really growing on me, dude. This thing is really growing on me. This is super cool. Y'all, we're making a fun thing here today. This is cool. Turns out art fun? Art can be fun? What? I do need to use the bathroom and grab something to drink. I'll be right back. We're gonna BRB for just a second, gang. Okay. All right, I'm back. I was gonna get just water, but I decided to try my last sample of Gamer Subs to see what it's like. Just to see if this is a melon flavor that I actually like. Who said it's not fun? Nobody. It's just sometimes art is stressful, you know. Ooh. Oh no, I don't love that. It's fine. It's really sweet though. It's like, honestly, it gives me like aspartame sweet. It doesn't give me like natural sweet, which makes me wonder if Gamer Subs has aspartame in it. Hold on. Now I gotta figure that out. Our ingredients. Oh, no. Our ingredients quack. Okay, it didn't crash anything. Organic erythritol? Erythritol is not acknowledged by the bacteria in gut, which is why it's 70% of sweetest sugar, which contains no calories, keto-friendly, diabetic. It is the best healthy sweetener, bar none. Oh, wow. They have a whole ton of... Oh, wow. Some sugar, but erythritol mostly sugar, calories, cream. Excess gas, okay. Wow. A sweetener that's not terrible for you. Okay. Wow, that's okay. Damn, is Gamer Subs just a good product? That, like, isn't bad at all in ways? Maybe it is. Maybe I have to look, maybe, I don't know. Maybe Gamer Subs is actually, like, a legit product. We'll find out. I'm not gonna design the main bridge. Man, I ran out of pizza. I gotta get pizza for tonight, later on. What time is it? 7:30? Almost 7:30? We'll see how far we get on this guy in an hour. And then around 8:30, I'll order my food and go get it after that. Alright. But I do think we're rounding out on like a pretty solid little stopping position for this guy. I want to do one more pass just to kind of clean up some stuff, but like, I think we're getting to a place where, like, as somebody who's not a concept artist, this is like I'm gonna be fairly happy with it. It's 123. Wow. We could just make the bridge a bigger version of this, I think. Like, just literally, like, copy and paste it and throw it up here. But make it to where it's, like, attached to the body of the ship and not floating in a ring. And maybe replace the third eye with something more mechanical or more basic. That way it doesn't feel like it's, because the third eye needs to be, like, a unique identifier, I think. It needs to be the thing that makes this feel, that makes that part of the ship feel important. So I think the third eye just needs to stay solo here. The shape though, I think we can repurpose. But I think the third eye needs to maintain. Maybe the bridge could be a rectangle. Again, we haven't really used any like angular shapes. And what we have, I mean, I left some angles in this, but I have the intentions of rounding it off. Yeah, I want to maintain that most of this is very rounded. What about a hexagon? A rounded hexagon is just a circle. Well, hold on. It literally, it just wants to be a circle. Okay, no, if I slope it a little more gently. Damn it. I think you're right again, Sammy. I kind of like that softened hexagon. Yeah, all right. We'll do the rounded hexagon. I like the idea. You shipped it to me. You've shipped it to me. Because we're making a spaceship at this point. We're really thinking of squares and circles. You're right. I'm a flawed man. I do want it to still be elongated, I think, but yeah, I do like the idea of it being. And this is where we can do actually something kind of fun, like what we did with the eyeball thing. Let's see what happens if we just start drawing some like rhythm lines between different parts of this. Like between different curves. That goes from inside to outside. Okay, yeah. It goes here. No, what did I do? Outside to outside, that's what I did. Gotcha. Outside to outside. And then this one goes from inside to outside. Oh, okay, that's what I did. Gotcha. No, it'd be going to this one. Now we're creating another eyeball shape. Watermelon is so good at night. I hate most melons. I hate watermelon, I hate melon, I hate cantaloupe, I hate honeydew. Ugh. And I normally like melon flavored things, but this melon flavored, I don't like the melon flavored gamer subs. That's not very good. Somar, out of the three flavors of what is honeydew? Don't bother. Don't bother. It's the filler people put in fruit salad. It's disgusting. I hate it. But so far out of the 3 flavors of Gamer Subs I've had, the best flavor has been mango. The second flavor I had was titty milk, and it's fine. And then the third, I don't think that works. That bolting pattern. And the mango is really good. I guess I haven't created a bolting pattern yet. I could create like something like that. You cannot pay me to have a drink called that? Yeah, I know. It was one of the free samples. It was fine, but I didn't love it. It was okay. It is like the thing is, Gamer Subs knows their branding. It's very smart branding for selling a product or selling their specific product to their base. I just hate the branding. Like, look for a hexagon design. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like how things would be bolted together, because the bolts are going to act like accent lines. And I got to think about how that would work out. That actually looks kind of nice. Going out and around to bring it back in. Okay, I like that. Because then that accent line would go like this if we were like, these are separate parts. Yeah, those could work actually. I kind of like this. Check Jen. Check in Jen. I do like the look of this thing. It looks like it'd be in like Guardians of the Galaxy or something. Speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, if you guys haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3, also recommend it. Great movie. I kind of like the colors on this too. If anything, we might reference some colors for this. Always, every time. There we go. I like that. It shows some directionality. Like it kind of points a little bit forward, indicating that the bridge is looking this way. But at the same time, it doesn't. And it looks almost like the same pattern as the eye, but it is distinct. So it doesn't feel like it's stealing the same motif, which I like. And then if we just erase these lines, now it doesn't look at all like that. We can just move off some of these. There we go. Now it gives the idea of like some structural support to the glass, again, without feeling like it's a completely distinct thing from it. Excellent. We figured something out. How long do you think you'll be streaming for? Hours. I mean, I am going to be streaming for at least another hour. Try doing a glass crack. Here's the spaceship. Here's the spaceship, and the people inside of it are in trouble. Okay. All right. I think we're ready to take this and kind of start moving towards our semi-final design. Nothing overlaps here? No. Okay. We'll put all these in a folder. Because I want to keep the original layers. We'll duplicate the folder. And then we'll flatten. We'll erase this guy. And then we'll flatten this. Where is flatten the folder? Merge selected layers. There we go. There we go. And now from here, we can just make an attempt at rendering. I have no idea how to render any of the stuff that we're doing here. So it's just going to be a total shot in the dark. Complete and total guess. We'll see what happens. Alright, first things first. We'll do a really rough trace of everything. We'll clean up a few things here and there. Anything I really need to clean up? Oh, that's fine. Alright. Put that layer on top. And we'll just start with some gray. This song is so boring. It kind of is. What is this song? This is from Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Excellent. We'll go with this for a little while. Tropical Freezes have some good music. Go. Lock transparency. Wait, lock transparency. Shouldn't that let me... Oh, whatever. I don't want anything too crazy. I just want some kind of textured brush. Yeah, actually, that works perfectly fine. Let's give ourselves a little bit of a lighting scenario here. Give ourselves some form. Not gonna go too crazy on the values, just like a really, really lazy value here. The idea is I just want to get the forms to kind of read correctly. Probably went a little bit dark on that value. On these edges, the idea is like the light's not hitting these as much. I need to take a course on like materials and textures at some point so I can like figure out how to rough those in. I feel like materials and textures is something that I just really don't have a very good base knowledge of. Chat, what colors are we making this thing? You know a good free course? You should link it. Or drop it in the... It's called YouTube? Okay, yes, thank you. I was hoping maybe you were gonna like actually like name one, but I just gotta find one that isn't so boring and dry. Because I have a really bad attention span. I get distracted so easily. Just get one of the mobile game videos and put it on the bottom while you watch the course. God. I only know programming and Blender courses? I mean, yeah. No, I'm sure I can find a good texture and materials course on YouTube. I just gotta look around for one. I did have a course. I did have a subscription to Schoolism, but then I got a new car and money got really tight, and money is still really tight, and it's really hard for me to justify spending money on things like courses whenever art doesn't sustain me in any real way right now. So as much as I like doing it, I can't really put a lot of money towards it. Although I should look and see if any of my books that I have any fun tips about materials and replicating texture. I'm sure I could find something that does. Absolutely. Oh, Subway Surfers. It's always Subway Surfers. This would have kind of a cast shadow on it from that. From its little collar there. And then this would be nearly black inside. Did you choose a color palette pattern? I am thinking probably probably the flapjack. Probably the flapjack. I do like that blue and that orange. Maybe bringing in some of the yellow for the actual hydrant. That way we can have some like warm, cool contrast. Make his eyes glow. I was thinking of glowing eyes. You know, let's go ahead and let's lay down some colors. Just to get them out there. We want to go for kind of a purplishly blue. This would be for his tentacles, his big guys. Because we're imagining that those are like holographic tentacles, kind of, sort of. We're doing the whole hard light, you know, whatever, BS. Got some Symmetra junk going on. Like that, like, connects the beams. Tentacles could be blue, maybe some energy lines in orange. Yeah, I was thinking some orange on the inside. Kind of like that. To act as contrast. I'd have to use a harder brush, because the brush I'm using now apparently is stepped. Oh, it is, because I was using it for the shading. Yeah, there we go. I really should have done some like light art for this, because I'm not comfortable working purely in value. I am not a traditional painter by any stretch of the imagination. So a lot of this is kind of messing with me a little bit. But it also just kind of feels right doing it this way for like concept art. Because it's so loose, my brain doesn't lock in too much to any one detail. So I don't feel like I'm getting distracted by details like I do sometimes when I'm doing character art. Let's clip this. I can't clip those. There we go. Make the tentacles like the dome in general. Yeah, I was thinking some kind of like hex pattern like that. I think I have a brush that can do something very similar to that. And then we'll pick a little redder and a little bit more saturated orange for, I think, the base of the guy here. Oh, that did not color feel like I wanted it to. Let's make the pin big. Yeah, you really see how relative these values are whenever you mess with this kind of stuff, because all that value I painted in, almost all of it like immediately went away. It's like color and values interact with each other in ways you don't really expect sometimes. try any of these colors? Sure, I'll grab these up. Well, how do you pull that up on this? There we go. I'm gonna make another layer for the color palette. Hold on. Just so if I gotta pick my colors, I can just pick them again. I don't have to like go find them. What are we doing? This. That's like a skin tone. That's like me. That's like me. I'm holding my hand up next to it. That's like me color. It's like if you took me and just put me underneath a pure white light. That's slightly different. I like the more yellow though. I like it leaning a little bit more yellow. The other one's more warm though, which I also like. And this is like super warm. That's like fluorescent orange, which again, I don't hate. This pale yellow though, for the fire hydrant, might actually be a good pick. It comes off as a bit brownish with the values. Now it's reading as orange. That's really bright yellow. We need to desaturate it a bit. The highlighted areas of the octopus? It's not a bad idea. What does this look like on top of the octopus? Yeah, that is fluorescent. I don't hate that yellow. First Octo announced Platoon colors. Look, man, I haven't started looking into courses. Look, hold up. Whenever I start really taking... Whenever, you didn't set me off, but whenever I really start taking color seriously, you'll know, because I'll start quoting this book. This absolute thick book. Let me just see. It's 384 pages. If I get rid of the index, and it has an index, which means... it is a book. If I ignore the index, it's 377 pages. The index is only like 6 pages. This is a You learning, book. You about to do some learning, okay? Start reading, punk. Oh, it's so heavy. You could use it to crush a man's skull if you dropped it from high enough. Jesus Christ. I don't think about that usually. Here's a thick, think book. You can use the orange for the fire hydrant. You're right. So I don't know how to play values. You know what? Let's get rid of the values. We'll just do color. Because I think the values were really throwing me off. You know what I need to watch? At some point I need to watch Marco Bucci's value, and I need to watch value video, and I'll post these in the Discord later. And I need to watch I saved it. Max Grex, or Max Grecki. I don't know how you pronounce his name. I think it might be Grecki. Max Grecki's video on grayscale to color. I need to watch those videos at some point because I hear they're really, really good. I think they would help my rendering out a lot. Yeah, we're just going to clip and work in flats, I think. We're not going to try and do... I just want to find a base color that I don't hate. I definitely want to desaturate this. The yellow's a good idea, but it's so saturated. I need to desaturate it a little bit. Because once you put it up next to other colors, that'll boost its saturation a little bit. We're working too much around the edges. We need to work more in this little shape here of color. We're pushing our colors way too bright. So now if I drop it down to something warmer and a little bit more desaturated. What am I doing? Okay. Let's cool that down a little bit. We're not cool it down, but let's desaturate it a bit. Warm it up? Yeah, okay. 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 Go back to our blue. That blue is almost in a really good spot. I do want to cool it down a little bit and saturate it a little bit, because this is like our most sci-fi color, right? This is our most not a real life color at all. So I want this to be like really obviously not real. Like this blue, I think we can probably push a little bit. Especially with our other colors being muted a little bit, we can take the risk on brightening this one up. Yeah, okay. Okay, I don't hate this. I do want to bring it down a little bit. Now I want to bring it back, but I want to desaturate it. Okay. It can live there. It can live there. I don't hate that. Now we've got like 3 colors that I think work pretty well together, but they don't clash in my eyes. I could probably stand to bring this down a little bit more. This is the real finicky part about color. And it's not a thing that I'm really look, I'm not an authority on anything art. Do not come to me as an authority for anything art related. I'm just making this stuff up as I go. Referencing what little I've been able to remember from years and years of trying to learn art. And having to like constantly take breaks between different sessions of learning. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. And I mean a grain. I mean a grain. Okay? Just honking chonkers of salt. Do we still want to try to put in that slightly more saturated orange in here? I don't hate the idea, but it does feel a bit too bright. Especially when it's right next to that blue. It needs to be lighter, but also warmer than our other orange. To act as more of a contrast to that blue. We could try cooling it down a little bit. Ooh. Is that too pink? I think it's too pink. It might need to go a little bit more red. Okay, yeah. That's subtle enough without, I think, standing out too much. Do we have too many colors? I'm starting to think we might have too many colors, gang. Whatever, it's fine. Remember, I don't have any idea what I'm doing. Alright, Kyle. You got any hexagonal brushes for me? Whoop! Those aren't hexagons. Kyle! Alright. Find a reference image? Yeah. I mean, honestly, I could just color pick from this guy, I think. Yeah, see how none of these colors are like past a certain range of value? This is my issue, is I always want to play with the brightest saturation of colors. And it's not really accurate or super appealing unless you know what you're doing. Found some good color palettes, check general. Yeah, I do like some of these. I'll come back to these, I think. I am going to grab this, though, as well. Because guess what? We're going to cheat a little bit. I say that like it's a bad thing. Concept artists use so many shortcuts. If you watch any video from concept artists, you're going to be like, dog, we cheat all the time. Don't even fret, my dude. All right, let's see if I can remember how to do this. Control V, Control T. Okay. Marquee tool. I'm just going to grab a chunk of this texture. Trying to find a fairly straight chunk of it. I don't know exactly how much of this is going to work, but we'll find out. We'll cut. We'll cut. We'll cut. There we go. Trash it. And then we'll trash all these layers. That's what we'll do. And then we'll merge this one down. Yeah, I remember how to do this. Kinda. This is probably not the most efficient way. We're making our own very lazy repeated textures, what we're doing. You can paint the gaps similar colors. I'm just gonna get rid of all the blue and use the white. Using, I think, an overlay layer will get me there. We're almost to the size we need. Maybe an ad? No. Overlay. Normal. Selection. We can select by color. Let's see. There we go. Hey, look at that. And go back to select by color gamut. No, can't do that. Cancel. This layer. Select color gamut. Well, it's not the color I selected. Select color gamut. Okay, fine. Invert selection, go back to our texture, delete. And then we just kind of erase, actually, hold on. There we go. Now it's got that like texture that we want on it, and it looks, it actually doesn't look terrible. It looks pretty fine, actually. I don't hate it. Let us get a little bit more color on this guy, because it is about time for me to start wrapping up. Do a little highlight on the edges? Yeah, I'm just gonna fill in the last few little colors. And then, yeah, we'll throw some highlights on the edges. Just throwing down some, like, really base grays for a few things. I feel like it's one of those things where I'm going to look back at it in a year and be like, wow. Cody, you really were doing a lot of what you didn't know how to do, huh? I'm like, yeah, I was. I had no idea what I was doing whenever I made this guy. Honestly, I thought I was going to be drawing a character, and here I am, not drawing a character. The thing is, I really like our concept. I think the idea is so strong with this thing. I think we built out a really freaking cool idea, gang. I think it turned out sounding super cool. At the end of the day, a better artist would have been able to turn it into something really great. But I think someday we'll be able to do that too. I'm going to take some of this blue. Yeah, there we go. Just to give us some more consistency in some of the colors. I think this is the credit music from Tropical Freeze. Or some of it at the very least. I'm gonna throw down a little bit of shading for some parts of it. Not really shading, just something to kind of give us some edges. And then, yeah, we'll throw in some highlights. Just to help create a little bit more separation. KS, Kat, since we're wrapping up, I'll give you a rundown of what we did. Because it's been an adventure today, bud. So, this will be our little wrap up here at the end of the stream. What of these do I need? Yeah, a lot of them, actually. Okay, what have you done? It's been a couple of hours. So, Kat, final rundown before the end of the stream. The stream is titled Fire Hydrant, because that was kind of what the basis of this whole thing was fire hydrants. And we started out not really knowing what we wanted to do, so I went and I grabbed some images of fire hydrants. These little pictures of fire hydrants. Will you complete it someday? Yeah, I think I do want to revisit this idea when I get better at concepting and stuff. But we started with fire hydrants, and we typed out. I did a few like rough drawings, and they were like ideas: robot, Mega Man, Metabots, fire trucks, spaceships, a cruise liner, a maintenance thing, and then Sammy made a joke like an orbital fire hydrant, like an orbital strike system, and I was like, that's funny. And then I doodled this little thing, and I'm like, that's actually really funny. So from there, we wrote down a few more ideas, and we kind of got this thought going of like basing it off of a fish, like the banded archer, the fish that spits water at you. And we did a few like chunky shaped deals. I need a better brush for this. But eventually we landed on octopus, and we were like, that's really cool. Like, instead of water, it's ink or something. Like, that could be cool. So I, kind of finessed them a little bit, and we started playing with some different octopi, and we really landed on some combination of the flapjack. I think this is the squid it's called. And, like the blue ring octopus, or like, one of your more normal shaped octopus, but this little guy, I fell in love with this little idiot. I love him. Oh my God, I like this one too. But this little guy, oh, I love him. And we were trying to figure out like, how do we incorporate in elements of like the fire hydrant and stuff, right? So eventually we made it to like, what if the fire hydrant was like a satellite that was hollow in the middle? And yes, she is beauty, she is grace, but she is not the one I want in space. And I was like, what if the fire hydrant was hollow? Like the space station fire hydrant was hollow, and he lived inside of it. And I thought, well, and then we were like, some ideas, like they're, octopi are typically intellectual creatures, so they have a symbiotic relationship, the creatures in the spacecraft and then the actual octopi themselves. And the symbiotic relationship is they just, provide different things for each other. And we played with that idea for a little bit, and I was like, how do we fit it in here? And finally, I ended up deciding to combine the two different types of squid, or octopi, so that like the long tentacles live inside of the ship, and the short tentacles kind of like are holographic tentacles, more designed than anything, that act as like control and shielding for the main body of it. Then I did a part 1, part 2 diagram, wherever that is. Yeah, here we go. Where part 1 you have, like, this is how it typically looks. You have different caps, like the different caps of a fire hydrant do different things. So you have like a jet for like hitting hyperspace. You have your standard for just like, you know, a range of different waters. And then shower, which is like you're just covering like you're basically covering a whole country in water to like stop a wildfire or something. That was the idea. And then the way it changes it out is the big tentacles come out from the bottom and they swap the heads around, with the final idea being that these three heads constantly change between the back and the sides, and then the bridge is on top. And then we also, Sammy and Cam came up with this idea of like there being a secondary remote bridge separate from the primary bridge that has like deprivation tanks that the crew live inside to communicate telepathically with the actual octopus. And then the worst part happened, where we tried putting colors and texture on it, and it looks awful. But we tried, and that's all that matters. The octopus do the piss all over the fire, no more fire? Sure, yeah, that's what happens. But yeah, that was the idea. And this is what we got. Obviously, color and textures need work. But I loved the concept. The idea got to a place that I'm really happy with. You know, everything else is whatever. The idea and the concept, though, I think turned out really strong. It is fun. Now go to bed? No, this is like, I'm not even on lunch break right now. If I was working, this is like, I just got to work. I've barely started working. So this is still pretty early in the day for me. But I do need to stretch, I do need to walk, and I do need to get food. Yeah, that's going to be it. Let's see if there are any other people streaming art right now that we can go raid. Because at least when it comes to art streams, I definitely want us to go see other artists afterwards. There's no other artists that I really like who are streaming art. Everybody else is streaming other stuff. So we're not doing that. Lol, right? I mean, yeah, for real. A lot of people are doing art streams on Friday nights. Friday nights is when I plan on doing art streams again. Like, the idea is every Friday, art stream, every Saturday, game stream. At least that's the idea for right now. We'll see if my life changes. If I can stop having so much overtime, I would like to go back to doing stuff on Thursdays and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But until then, I'm kind of stuck. Yeah, this has been chill. I don't know what the art streams are going to consist of going forward. I'm just kind of making them up as I go. But we'll see what happens. Guys, thanks for hanging out. I'll post a more organized version of these images in the Discord and on Twitter and Instagram later. But yeah, all that stuff will be up there, and the mess will continue being the mess. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. Catch you later. I gotta turn off the stream.